What's up, guys? Welcome back to the weekly bangers with myself, Cahill, Gronk, and Mike. Basically, every week we do a review of a new music album. We spin the wheel at the end of each video, get a random album out of the top 500 from Rolling Stone's list of the greatest albums of all time. Then we listen to that throughout the week. Then at the end, we come back and review it, pick out our top songs, and rank it amongst like the other albums we've done already. This week we have Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath, featuring a song called Black Sabbath. And yeah, we'll be reviewing that today. I'll hand you over to Mike for a quick background of the album.
Thank you, Cahill. Quick background, is that?
Yeah, make
rush
it
me
quick
off.
and snappy, please.
We heard you were kind of underprepared, so get your 2 sentences out the way.
Okay, my 2 sentences. Okay, so the album came out on February 13th, 1970 by
Thank you,
British
Mike.
heavy metal band Black Sabbath. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the background, and I'm out of here.
See you. See you for next week.
This album was considered to be the birth of heavy metal music. Yeah, there's a lot of cool facts around this album. Like, it was recorded in a single day. It was just 12 hours. Like, it was to give the the feeling or energy of a live performance. It only cost £600 to make. The woman on the cover her name is Louisa Livingston, and she now makes music herself, like electronic music, under the artist name of Indreba. Tony Iommi, the guitarist for the band, lost 2 fingertips in his fingers.
He did?
In an industrial accident. Yeah. So he made prosthetics for his fingers by melting down a washing up liquid bottle. And that's pretty cool. So that also kind of crafted how he could play guitar, and basically in the end then crafted how he played and the sound of the album. So Tony Iommi, he has a signature Gibson SG guitar, but it wasn't always the case. He used to play Strat, but during the recording of this album, one of the pickups in the Strat blew, so he had to play his backup guitar, and then that led to him just sticking it to it, and that's how he now has his signature Gibson SG.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Good facts, bro.
Yeah.
So I'll just add in a couple of cool extra facts there as well. That after you're on about the fingertip accident, he actually also got lighter strings for his guitar to make it easier to play then. And then they also
tuned it down as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, to make it easier to play. Yeah, it is pretty cool.
But
it was also he lost it was his last day at the job in a sheet metal factory, which is pretty bad timing. If he just made it one more day.
He lost his fingers working with metal and then went on to found metal, basically.
Yeah, pretty cool. Cahill, what did you think of the album?
Yeah, it was really cool. Mostly the instrumental. It was very instrumental heavy, and the instrumental was heavy. But no, it was actually very, very good. I thought it's really hard to actually pick a top 5, even though there's only 8 songs. So it should actually be one of the easier ones to do it for, but it's very difficult. I found it very difficult anyway. I thought all the songs were very good, and it's quite revolutionary too. It's really, you can tell actually that it was recorded in 12 hours, or that it was very raw. You can tell it's really raw, and that they just kind of went with what they wanted to do, just cut it down then, kind of all just wasn't really planned out so much.
Don't know if that's necessarily a good thing now.
Yeah.
If you can tell that it was recorded in 12 hours.
Yeah. You can tell it was.
Yeah, you can tell they went into the studio not knowing what they were doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your man had lost his fingers.
No, I'm joking.
Poor guy. What would you expect?
Yeah. I was gonna say no.
Hey.
I loved this album. I thought it was class. Yeah, instrumentally so cool. I love all the guitar in it. It's like scary at times. I know it's like the birth of heavy metal, but it can be quite bluesy a lot of the time as well. I just think it's really, really, really good.
The bluesy
Carl,
bit,
what do you think?
are you referring to anything in particular there with it sounding bluesy?
The music.
Well, I just meant any particular song that stood out as
I
that
think
cool.
I think throughout. Like there'd be times that I'd just be like, oh, this guitar is pretty bluesy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have really thought of that either.
That wouldn't have stood out to me now at all, but well, the wizard actually is thinking kind of sounds like a harmonica or accordion at the start. My thoughts on the album anyway.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good, definitely. The instrumental stood out to me the
Doesn't sound
most. It's just alright. This is my first impression of metal music, really heavy metal music. It wouldn't be a genre I would know much about at all, to be honest. And like I would have heard of Black Sabbath, just some of their top hits. They're obviously really well regarded. So I did sort of have high expectations a little bit. It is their first album, although they did record it in half a day, so it makes sense. It's a little bit raw, maybe, but the instrumentals still like really impressed me.
When I said that, I meant it in a completely positive way. I thought it was a class album.
Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say class, but
Yeah.
solid. The sound of the album overall, I liked more than sort of the individual. Like I
It
wouldn't
was
point
so
out
good.
any hits really, huge hits that stood out to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you
it was more
disagree.
about the whole album.
Yeah, the sound of
I
it
thought
is
it was so
badass.
much better.
Sound of it
It
is
was so
very
much better with
badass.
headphones.
Yeah, the first time I
So much
listened
better
to
with
it,
headphones on, yeah.
I was walking to like the shop or something in the rain at night, and just it was super badass. Like, just felt like a villain, to be honest.
Yeah.
That stood out to me above
Yeah,
all else.
scary, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Scary enough, yeah. Peed myself probably 3 or 4 times, like during listening.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say,
It
to be
happens.
honest,
Honestly.
like
Happens.
it's actually nowhere near like heavy metal music I've heard that's more modern at all.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
I actually really don't
it's
like that
evolved
kind of
so
music.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably devolved so much. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this is the start of it. Apparently, yeah. Like, if I listened to this, I wouldn't have called it heavy metal, because now for me, like, heavy metal is what like modern music is now. But obviously, this is
What
where it
modern music
started.
is now?
Probably for
Like
so
pop
long, it
music
sounds
now.
like this.
Like what's her
Well,
name?
no, as in
Sabrina
like
Carpenter and
modern metal music.
all those
Yeah, yeah. Taylor
really
Swift kind of
heavy.
like involved it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, modern metal music. I mean, it just sounds
Is
so
it
good.
heavy or
But,
is it
um,
like?
Yeah, it's like
it's like all
screaming.
like screaming and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe we're like completely ignorant to what metal, like to the metal like genre now. Maybe that's only like one part of it, and there's
I just consider it like
maybe
heavy
this.
rock. This.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
It's just like a
And also I
kind of
wouldn't just,
stepping stone to metal. It's on the way there, basically.
yeah. Well, apparently their next like few albums get like heavier and get more like heavy metal and
Mm.
stuff like that for sure. I was so happy when we spun this, and like this is our first rock album, and yeah, just a nice
Yeah.
change.
It is a good like foundation, I suppose. So I'd be interested to hear their like subsequent albums or like their best album. I don't think this would be regarded as their best.
I don't think it is. No, I
I
don't think it
wouldn't
is.
honestly would actually be surprised if I heard one that I preferred as an album.
Well,
I'd be very surprised.
high
Yeah.
praise.
Yeah. I know like there are songs that like as much or more than ones on this, but I'm not sure about as an album. I'd actually be very impressed if they had ones I liked as much.
I know, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I know. Listening to this, I'm like, how do people think that they have multiple albums better than this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed when it was this album and not like Paranoid
So was I, yeah.
came on. But I'm very happy with it now. Also, by the way, I'm pretty sure they released Paranoid just like a few months later, same year, 1970. That's crazy.
Oh, class. Yeah.
Cool. Did you think any of it sounded like sort of samey, like throughout the album, or repetitive.
Yeah, a
I
little
suppose.
Not
bit
really.
maybe, but it was. I wouldn't say samey, just that the instrumental like goes on for ages, but they do change it up quite a lot.
I thought a lot of the riffs were sort of similar.
Oh, I don't know though.
I
No,
disagree.
no, I don't think
I
so.
think
Like
all
the
the
same,
songs have their own sound.
Yeah, maybe you're
same
right.
like tempo in some of them. That's about it.
All right, we will now go into our favorite songs, our top 5 songs rankings. Carl, what are your honorable mentions?
Yeah, so I found this very difficult, as I said before. But what I went with in the end was number 5, Warning, as the first honorable mention. It's really good, very long song, but it kind of still kept me captivated pretty much the entire way through. Changes up quite a lot, especially at the end. It's just like it goes into a completely different song, but really impressive. Like sometimes I was just picturing them playing the guitar, thinking like how crazy it was to actually have done that. But number 4 then, Sleeping Village. I thought that was quite cool, very eerie, and I don't know what the background instrument was, but I thought it was really cool. That's kind of a big reason why I put it in. It wasn't initially in there, but yeah, I really like that sound in the background. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
Are you talking about the
some
start
like
of it
bell
is
kind of. I don't know.
especially eerie at the start before it like switches into the instrumental?
Yeah, yeah, it is. A lot of them are.
That
So's Black Sabbath.
yeah, that
Yeah,
start is very
Jojo.
scary. All right.
Yeah, it's like a Dracula movie, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're my 1 and 2 for honorable mentions anyway. Oh, I wanted to say as well, actually, that the transition from Sleeping Village into Warning, it is from Sleep. Yeah, yeah, is really cool. The way it just ends on one note and then
Yeah,
continues on to the
yeah.
next.
Mm.
It makes Warning sound like even longer than what it is because it's almost like
It does,
the
yeah,
end of Sleeping Village is a part of Warning.
yeah, true, yeah. It is
There's
only the very end,
Well,
but it's still.
I,
there's setting records
on a
there with
different version, yeah,
the
on a
longest
different
song.
version on Spotify, or maybe it was just maybe it was just how it was and they changed it, but they used to be put together into one song
Yeah, that
uh,
makes sense.
on a Spotify track. But
Even though they're very
I don't know.
different overall.
Yeah,
What's that? A 15
Yeah,
minute song
yeah,
combined.
yeah,
probably, yeah.
Not too
yeah.
bad
Probably
then.
like 14 something,
Put
maybe
into the
15.
Guinness World Record book for
Oh, Pink Floyd would have him killed already with like
that.
songs like double the length.
Wow. All right, my top 5. So, thought about Warning as an honorable mention, but it was a bit too long in the end, unfortunately. Um,
Fair.
I do like the beginning of it up until about like 4 or 5 minutes. Then I thought it kind of cooled down a lot, and then the end of it again, I do like quite a bit. It's quite a slow burn, I thought, like overall.
Yeah, I get.
Some of the songs really, like Black Sabbath, the first song, sort of a slow burn before it actually gets into like the class, like heavy instrumentals. But
Mm.
I ended up putting for my number 5 Behind the Wall of Sleep. A couple of songs I considered at that spot, but just went with that. Thought it had a cool sound, interesting lyrics as well. And then number 4, I had Sleeping Village as well. It's mostly an instrumental song. I thought the instrumental was really cool. Really cool solo, I
Is it
believe, at the
duplicate?
end of it. It sort of captures the
Yeah, there is.
badass vibes of the album.
All right. So for my number 1 honorable mention, I'm going with Wicked World. Uh, Not much to say really. I just think it's a cool song. Yeah, I like it. Now from here on out, my top 4 I had so much struggle with. I do really like Wicked World a lot, but I think just with the top 4, I it just changed so much every time I listen to it. I'm just like, I don't know where I'm putting this, where I'm putting that. So right now I'm just going off the dome, what I'm feeling right now. Uh, I'm gonna go with The Wizard. and I hate that it didn't break into my top 4. I'm not going to be happy with whatever I put here because I think my top 4 should all be in the top 3. But it's so cool. I actually can't even explain how hard this song goes. We were talking about in the Bob Dylan review, in the Freewheeling review, that we need to hear more harmonica, and then I just didn't expect it at all from this album. And then as soon as I heard it, I was just like, oh, holy shit! I don't know. It's just like so cool.
Works really
and it
well
works
as well.
so well.
Yeah.
So well. I think it sounds class, and it's so like, I don't know, just aggressive.
They must have listened to our Bob Dylan review video and then sort of incorporated it from there.
I think they do. I think they did. Yeah, they were on to me anyway. They Instagram DM'd me. They were like, "Yo, thanks for that
Ozzy
advice."
Osbourne.
They travelled back in time then.
Ozzy,
He's your dealer as well, anyway, isn't
he? He is, yeah. Yeah, so those are my honourable mentions. Colin, what are your top 3?
Okay, so number 3. Again, I'm the exact same, except I think for all 8, it was really hard to choose the order. Honestly, I actually don't even think there's a huge difference between the best and worst song on the album. But anyway, number 3, I put Black Sabbath. Another one, really good eerie setting. Could have put it higher. Really good solo at the end. It was class. Solo at the end is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then number 2, I have The Wizard. Again, yeah, the harmonicas, class. It's mostly the start of it. It's really good, but it's very good the whole way through. And then number 1, I have NIB, which for ages I wasn't even sure if when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely going to be the number 1. And then I actually started questioning it so much. Because, yeah,
Why
I think
did you end up with it?
I'm not sure. It is probably the most kind of like catchy song, I suppose, and also is really good instrumental as well. It kind of has like all the best things about the album in it.
It is their most streamed, I believe, from that album.
I think by a lot, even though I don't think it's by far the best one at all. I think, yeah, the whole album's really good. Yeah.
Quite a similar.
Gronk, what do you think?
Quite a similar top 3, actually. Also had Black Sabbath third. Just think it's a really cool intro to the album. Sets the tone well, you know. And the way it builds up and into that cool instrumental. Very evil song. Number 2, I had NIB. Could have had it at number 1, but it's close call. Again, yeah, the instrumental, the solo encapsulates the album well, as you said, Cahill. And then number 1, I had The Wizard.
Very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
I could have done that very easily. Could have done that same top 4.
Yeah,
we're on the same wavelength, so we'll see what Mike comes up with. But The Wizard, like just the harmonica,
Mike will be similar.
Added loads for me. All right, Mike, what you got for us?
All right, so for my number 3, I have Warning. The song is just so cool, and each time I listen to it, I love it even more. I think it's class. Just so many different parts to it, like so many cool riffs, so many cool, just different parts. It's just class to listen to. I think that originally it kind of annoyed me a little bit when it's like just the guitar bit and then all the rest of the music cut out, but that's just like not a problem for me anymore. I just think it's cool because then when the rest of it all comes in and stuff as well, it's just really cool. It's a great song. Then number 2, I have Black Sabbath. Yeah, class song. As we both said, it's scary, it's creepy. Yeah, this song had me hooked to the album straight away. I was like, okay, yeah, you got me. And yeah, I love all the "oh no, please God help me" and all that stuff. And the instrumental at the end is class as well. And then number 1 is NIB. I love this song. I think the guitar in this song might be my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Big statement.
It's so cool, the guitar in it. Yeah, out of all things, and there's a lot of things.
Yeah, better than like sliced bread and all that.
Diet spread. What's diet spread?
Sliced bread.
Oh, sliced bread.
Oh, sliced bread. Oh, uh, I think it might be better than sliced bread. Yeah.
Definitely not better than diet spread
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Diet spread. I usually have full fat spread. You think?
Oh,
But no, it's a really really cool song.
Very controversial. Top five from you there, Mike.
in fairness, it's very close to oars. You said like
It is,
the
yeah.
wizard
I
could
know
be
it's
in
very
there.
similar.
It's a good introduction to metal or heavy metal. I wonder
Yeah, actually, well, I want to listen to more. Yeah,
are all
more
metal
Black Sabbath.
songs like evil and ominous, or is there like jolly like lyrically? Is there like
Some of them are
jolly?
way more evil anyway. I know that. It's been ones who've inspired like murderers and everything.
Yeah, this is still the tip of the iceberg. But would there be metal songs that have like jolly lyrics and like crazy evil guitar then? I wonder if that's a thing.
I assume so.
Could
I'm
be a
sure there is. Yeah.
new genre we take on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them are about like death and stuff. Like it's a bit,
Death and taxes.
it's a bit much.
Probably nothing about taxes. But they're kind of anti-establishment, so maybe.
It'd be a good metal song. Just talk about fucking income tax and shit,
Yeah.
cursing it.
Yeah.
Any other
It's like,
thoughts or
really.
I suppose we're past that, aren't we?
past all of our thoughts? Thoughts are gone now.
Yeah.
Was there any songs that you didn't
Thoughts are
like?
gone.
No.
I think my least favorite. I think the weakest song on the album is "Evil Woman." Don't
Ooh,
I don't know.
play
I
the
don't think
games.
so. I actually could have put it in my top five as well, to be honest. Still good, I think.
Really,
Yeah. I didn't intend
I
to
think it is
put it
good.
in,
Oh,
though.
100%. I don't think there is a bad song on this album, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it just hits the same. I don't think it's as cool, but it's still good. I like it.
Yeah.
it's all kind of even keel. All the songs. There's no
Yeah.
real like outliers. This is
You all
out.
locked in with your ranking?
Now, to be honest, I'll probably change my mind in the last millisecond.
No, don't.
Really?
Do what your
Yeah.
gut instinct was. Do
All right,
not
it's gonna
Yeah,
be
just
do anything
go.
fucking.
else.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be fucking
whatever.
leagues lower than the ranking you give it. I think. Time to rank the album. See where it is on our tier list. At the moment, we got Bob Dylan, Freewheeling Bob Dylan in B, and Ready to Die by the Notorious B.I.G. in C. So we'll see how it stacks up. 3.
2.
1. A.
C.
Oh,
Oh, you've had a
C.
howler there.
Damn.
That is terrible.
C.
I was actually closer to S than B as well. Actually, the first time I heard it with headphones, I was going to put it in S.
Really? Yeah.
That didn't even
Yeah, I was
enter my
actually
mind.
sure I was going to, and then I decided I'll change to A.
I'm clearly
Yeah.
the heavy metal music
Cool.
noob here, so in the room. I was closer to D than I was to C for a
That's
little.
absolutely despicable, to be honest.
Wait, what? You were closer to D than you were to C. You put it in C.
Oh, I said for a lot of it, I kind of changed
Indeed.
my mind then.
Oh,
I'll
right.
give it the benefit of the
Wait.
doubt. Like
Oh,
it
you put
does
it in
sound,
C, did you?
it is very cool instrumentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, C. C
I
is a
thought you
good
put it in
album.
D. Oh,
C is a
yeah.
good album. It's a good album.
Yeah.
In my
Yeah.
books.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have to meet in the
Um,
middle somewhere? So and
Putting it in the same as
no.
Ready to Die.
yeah, I think it's worse for you
Oh, man.
actually. I'd have it underneath.
Whoa. That's
Nah,
interesting.
Not a
that's
crazy
Okay.
thing to
disgraceful.
say. Not a crazy thing to say. I'm obviously
Yeah.
outnumbered though 2-1, so it's democracy
So you're
wins.
wrong, therefore. Yeah.
We have to
So
decide on a
So
middle ground.
this week it was Gronk with the wrong opinion. We'll see who it is next week.
Yeah, stay tuned.
um,
Last week it was Mike, I'd
no,
say.
no middle ground. It's
Yeah, it's
Next
going
week,
to A now.
we all agreed it was in the C last week. Didn't you say it was in the C?
I did say B, to be fair to me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Is it going into A tier, so?
Has to, yeah.
Yeah.
Surely
Or put
by
an S otherwise
the
to
law
balance it out
the
and
law of averages,
go
that
to
should
A.
go into B, surely.
That would only work if we all picked different.
That's a
Yeah,
joke. Alright, I'll throw it into A, so.
yeah. Reluctantly.
Better than the masterful lyrics of Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it one step above, I suppose.
And the catchy
Well, the lyrics
beats
are
and
obviously
hooks.
the lyrics are obviously
Beats, man.
miles worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. There it is, so it's sorted. A.
but it was more consistent. If Bob Dylan's was good as
100%.
his first top five, I think his would have been definitely a better album.
Yeah. Yeah.
That top five is going to go down in history, to be honest.
Bob Dylan's top five is better than
It's up
the
there
top
with
five
like
of this.
it's up there with like the Chicago Bulls 1996 top five, starting five, and like
Yeah,
the Golden
exactly.
State Warriors.
Were you on that team?
Ah. All right, no last minute changing your mind and dropping it down to B, is there? Or C
Now
Nope,
that you
maybe?
say
not a
it, Grant, I'd
chance, to
say
be honest.
now that you say it, I'd say maybe a C. All right. Yeah. It's a good
Yeah.
point.
No, we could put it to S now, actually, because yeah, you're right. We should have reflected a little bit more. And
No,
yeah,
no.
I'd
A,
say
A
probably
is
an S.
perfect, I think.
I didn't
Yeah,
think based
maybe.
on your reaction or like your discussion, you would have said A, to be honest. Maybe B.
You thought
Really?
we were gonna say S, was it?
The instrumentals definitely carried it, which I suppose that is sort of the whole
Ah, I don't think
purpose
so.
of the.
I don't think it
There's
carried it.
All right,
well, there's
name
actually
one
not
lyric.
many
So
lyrics.
name one lyric,
What?
Mike. Name one lyric. Challenge.
Name a song and I'll sing a line. Name a song.
Sleeping Village.
Oh, well, that's stupid. That's. I don't know that.
Okay,
There's lyrics in it though, but
there is
there's
I'll
lyrics.
only
just
what,
sing a
like
random
six
line.
lines or something.
No.
What? What?
Evil woman, don't play your games with me. Name a line from
That's a
that song.
line already.
Evil woman playing games with me.
It's kind of the main line, isn't it?
Yeah, he'd say yeah to. Did
I've
he
had a
say yeah?
howler there. All right, so A for Amazing for Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath.
S
Really,
for
if you were
spin the
being
wheel.
fair,
So we
you'd put
should
it in
probably go
B.
for S.
If you're being fair, you'd put it
We
in
should
B
definitely go
because
for S.
B for Black Sabbath kind of
But
makes the
S for
most
spin
Yeah.
the
sense.
wheel, and that's the next thing we should do. So
Yeah, speaking of, we will now go on and spin the
S for
wheel.
speaking out,
And
spinning the wheel.
Man, Carl, you need to stop
it's,
speaking over him. Like,
You're finished.
it's a problem because, like, with lag. Like lag,
Yeah.
someone like might stop for a second and you start talking, then the lag, and then yeah.
it's just your dodgy internet, to be honest. I heard you're on Sky
You
Wi-Fi,
still on
like.
dial-up? Still on dial-up?
Dialogue.
This video is sponsored by Vodafone. Switch to Vodafone now and get 10% off using code WeeklyBangers10.
Yeah, that's good. Should we do that fake advertising?
This video is sponsored by Black Sabbath.
Oh, everyone would hate us if we had fake ads in.
Yeah.
Never mind ads you're getting paid for.
Yeah, because nobody likes even if they're real. Yeah.
Nobody wins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
Alright,
Lose
so
lose situation.
time to spin up the wheel and see what we have determined the next week of our lives. You ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's see what we get.
Suspenseful enough.
What the hell?
Murky Moon
What's that?
Television.
Interesting.
What? Yeah, looking that
Is
straight.
that a
No
typo?
idea. I've never heard of these.
Is that a typo on the top 500?
Yeah, it must be. I'd say. Oh, I have one song, Marquee Moon, already added. Again, another one that I didn't even know I knew it.
Never heard of them at all.
Wait, Marky.
Interestingly
Sorry,
enough.
the album name is Marky Moon. The band is Television.
Are you lads
Yeah,
excited?
Yeah, 1977, 8 songs, 45 minutes.
Another one with 8 songs. The
Pretty
top
excited.
5 should be
I know.
fairly easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting cover as well.
Yeah.
I actually added every song
Yeah.
from Black Sabbath.
Wow.
Me too.
Yeah.
I liked none of them. Is that crazy? Is that diabolical?
What? That is diabolical.
Just wouldn't be my cup of
Man,
tea
you should have
usually.
ranked it on a D then.
It's more about the overall sound. Like I didn't add many songs from the Willie Nelson album. It's getting really cold in Cold Sauce. It's like you have a
You're the one who
review.
needs them because you know why? Because you just committed a crime
Oh,
by rating it so low, and you need gloves to protect your DNA.
I was saying you need it because you committed a cold take or hot take, so you need to put on gloves. to warm up. Cold take.
Changing it to hot take just made that not
Yeah,
work at all.
I know.
Yeah.
It's got my colds and hots mixed up like usual. I have no idea what to expect for this album. Never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've literally never heard of them before.
That's good though.
That's
No
pretty cool.
expectations.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe and leave your comments as well.
See you next week for Marquee Moon by Television.